Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your extra daily dose of skill. And today we are going to play with a bunker. And skill, what bunker has to offer? Well, to be completely honest with you, fellas, bunker has to offer only gun. Literally, this is only one thing that this tank has to offer, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So all and all, I have couple of builds of this tank, right? You can obviously find everything in the index page by clicking on equipment, and if you want to raid the tanks yourself, log in via our gaming API and you can raid the tanks yourself overall if you have more than 50 games. Tank is rated 2 stars, and I think I was kind for rating this tank 2 stars. Now, if you would look into the tank appearance, literally a bunker, literally some sort of arsenal. This is how I see this tank, literally arsenal, fellas. But you know what? To be fair with you, the selling point of the gun is very legit one. If you can snipe from the back with this vehicle, you are going to have a great time doing so. Yes, it is slow, it is kind of disgusting in this way, it's far away from being ideal and it's far away from being awesome, but fellas, if enemies are going to push towards you, if enemies are going to make some silly goose mistakes, I believe you are going to enjoy this tank and you are going to have a great time. Also, extremely important thing to say, in my humble opinion, this tank is the worst out of the whole line, and the tier 7 of the line is going to be a very solid banana out of 10, and I think the tier 7 is actually absolutely amazing and absolutely glorious. Do you see how slow this is? I needed like 1.5 minutes or so to get into position over there. This is absolutely ridiculous, fellas, how slow this mother trucker is. But once again, this tank is not Ferrari, this tank is not Lamborghini, this tank is not a Porsche. This tank is slow mother trucker, which is created to snipe from the base or from the spawn and just simply punish enemies in this way, right? This is what this tank is created for. Luckily, now we are in position and now we can start playing the game, and now we can definitely try to enjoy ourselves, right? By saying try to enjoy ourselves, we need to be very, very well aware of that. We cannot be super aggressive. We cannot make some silly goose pressure. We just do not want to do that. All we want to do, we want to make sure that folks who are going to overpeak or overall be aggressive, they will get punished. Now, very important thing to highlight, this tank gun is actually nice. 300 alpha damage is beautiful. For a tier 6, it's very, very nice. 175 millimeters of penetration, this is glorious and this is amazing. If you are loading gold, you have 220 millimeters of penetration, which is very, very nice as well. And if you are loading gold, you have 400 alpha damage, which is nice. And in the same time, you have 45 millimeters of penetration. So 400 alpha, 45 millimeters of penetration. This is actually okay. You see, those are the tourists that you are aiming for and that you want to see, fellas. You want to see guys who are kind of clueless, who are going to make some sort of pressure, and after that they will regret their life choices. Now, that being said, this is a game over for us. I'm not even joking. Look at this situation, fellas, at this point. This is absolutely ridiculous, and unfortunately, when enemies has no team whatsoever, this is the game which you are going to have, because you never know, enemies has a good team or they have a bad team. This is the first thing to highlight, and whenever you are figuring this out, it may be too late for you to get some more use of all of this, right? So this is another highlight. But all and all, for a typical sniper schnitzel red line bushwanker, I would say this tank can work, right? In other words, it could be worse and you could have no gun whatsoever, or your alpha damage could be extremely low, and then, you know, the situation would be like a day and night. In other words, in situations like this tank would be straight up useless. One more thing, what I forgot to highlight, this tank is like a bunker. It has no armor whatsoever. So everyone can penetrate this tank straight into the face. If you are meeting cover 2 can one-shot you. And yeah, it is a bit of the pickle situation, right? It is far away from being ideal. As you can see, we are taking all the risks that we can take just in order to get some more use in this type of situation, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. We are just simply trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can with this bunker, right? This is how the things are looking like, and this is what we are doing. Now, we are trying to figure out where Mr. Achilles is sitting at, because we know that Achilles should be sniping from somewhere here in the back. Now the question is, where exactly he's sniping from? Is he sitting somewhere over there, or is he sitting in some kind of random bush? And as you can see, our game is over. Was it bad? No. And I think this one game is describing this tank perfectly. Until you can snipe, the tank is okay. Whenever you need to make some sort of pressure, this tank is becoming kind of meh. Okay, fellas, we are back. 1.4 thousand damage, 200 assisting damage, nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. We are feeling pretty okay. And we got 24,000 profits as well. This is okay. We are fine. Let's go for second, shall we? Oh, would you look at that, fellas? How beautiful is this? Prokhorovka standard battle. That's absolutely amazing, and we should be okay. So Prokhorovka is the pretty much the best map which we can get with this tank, because we are going to snipe from the red line. We have a decent gun handling. We have a decent alpha damage. There is nothing to cry about. There is nothing to complain about. We are feeling all right. All we need to do, we need to take our time, tar into position, and we need to enjoy ourselves for a full happiness, right? That's literally all we need to do with this vehicle. And we are going to be completely fine. And plus on top of that, luckily for us, we have E25, and if E25 is smart, he is going to take to this position over there. Why this position? Because from that particular angle, you are able to spot all the sniper schnitzel sitting in the back, right? So that would be very much appreciated. Plus on top of that, fellas, pay attention how many triangles do we have in this situation. Oh my bananas, I really love this game. At this point, everything looks pretty great. Now, how do we want to do the things? We want to knock some trees. Oh, actually, you know what? Would you look at that? The T-78 made a good job, and he knocked the tree out. That's absolutely amazing. That is very good. So the bush, in a way, became a bit thicker, and it feels tiny touch better than it felt before, right? That's okay. That is definitely okay. Now, we are going to wait until our binos will start working, and then we should be able to see everyone who is making a bit of pressure like this, right? That's what we need for a full happiness. As you can see, our E25 doesn't really give a donkey ass about this, and he is just simply making pressure as much as he physically and possibly can, right? That is okay, and that leads me to believe that they do not really have anyone very close as well. So I can go tiny touch more up, and I can see pretty much till here if someone without camo would make pressure here, right? That is very nice, and that is very much appreciated. Beautiful. All we want to do in this situation, we want to pay a huge attention who is getting spotted here, right? That's all we need for a full happiness, fellas. And we are okay. As you can see, our cow is going through the middle of the field. Not a big surprise. Our E25 is playing here as well. Not a big surprise. We are feeling pretty nice, fellas. We are feeling pretty nice here. So far, first 3 minutes into the game, and we haven't fired our gun yet, but that's completely understandable because we do not really have any guns to fire at, right? No one is getting spotted. I can try to go for a blind shots, but to be completely honest with you, it is not as simple and it is not as easy. Plus, on top of that, I am going to enter into the bush fully at this point, and I am feeling just fine. Now, what is the perfect case scenario whenever you are playing with the tanks like this? Whenever your team is actually worse than enemy team, and whenever enemy team is making pressure through the middle of the field. This is a perfect case scenario. As you can see, our E25 is spotted and he is getting farmed by the gentleman near the red line, right? I believe that's fair to say, and this is understandable. Plus, on top of that, I am getting spotted as well after shooting this T-34-85M. It's not bothering me. I am feeling completely alright, and soon enemies are going to go into the massive crossfire here. Our cow is making a hardcore pressure by saying moo, and by going through the middle of the field, we are instantly loading gold ammunition because we can, and we should be able to punish this T-28-TC. At least this is what I am hoping for. Bad aim from my side, not much what I can change about this. This is okay, and we are going to go for another shot like this. Now, what we can clearly see from all of this is that enemy team doesn't really play that close, right? So that being said, I am considering my life choices and I'm trying to relocate a bit towards the middle, okay? This is what I am considering. Enemy team is melting, which is once again a horrible thing for triangles that cannot make pressure. It's just from excellent situation, it became very, very bad situation for us, right? It doesn't really change absolutely anything. We are going to be okay, and we will try to craft decent enough angles ourselves. Beautiful angle to Mr. Tiger P. We are slapping him for 300. That's okay. We are pre-aiming for another shot, and we are bouncing him again, which is a bit unfortunate, but let it be. Can we get another shot like so? I want to believe we can, and yes, indeed we can. You see how quickly damage actually can stack with this tank? With this tank, decent game is like 1.2 thousand damage. So 4 shots with this tank is actually decent game. And in order to get Mark of Excellence with this tank, you need 1.5. So okay, 5 shots. 5 shots you need to do with this tank in order to feel somehow decent. This is actually crazy, fellas. This is actually insanely low requirements in order to feel somehow decent whenever you are playing with one or another tank. It is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy if you would ask me. Now I'm spotted, which is very unfortunate, but let it be. We are going to be fine. We are getting a bit of assisting damage, and we are fixing our performance right here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's try to go back. Once again, we have all time in the world of tanks. We are chilling, we are enjoying ourselves, and we are having a blast. Very, very, very nice. Now, the next step for us is to take this bush over there, okay? I am hoping that I won't get spotted and I can activate my Binus. And as you can see, I'm not spotted. I activated my Binus. We hit this guy for 300 in the side, which is very much appreciated. And now we have the we have a Hellcat. Another beautiful shot. You see how good gun handling this tank has. Fellas, I'm telling you, to highlight things like this, it is very important. The tank can have a disgusting platform 100%, okay? The tank can have horrible platform, and indeed it definitely does have disgusting platform and whatnot. But what this tank has in the same time is very good gun. Oh no, our team captured the base. This could have been so much bloody better, fellas. This could have been so much bloody better. Unfortunately, our E25 said, you know what, I'm capping, I don't care. Victory is victory even in the butt, and we are feeling pretty okay. Listen, I think we could have pushed this to 2,000, maybe even more, considering that there was a healthy tiger sitting in the back. But spotting with this tank is definitely a very hard challenge, right? It truly is. But in the end of the day, we finished everything with 1.7 thousand damage and 300 assisting damage, so we cannot complain. Fifth by experience, second by the damage, and we made 16,000 profits, which is very, very nice. Also, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, keep this in mind. This is extra. Oh my bananas, I swear I have other working into Wargaming. Fellas, look at this, back-to-back Prokhorovka. How lucky can you be? How lucky can you be in this type of situation? Insanity. Good, I appreciate this game, thank you very much. This time we are going to do the things a bit differently and we will play from the middle. Hopefully it will pay off for us. Now, what I really wanted to highlight before and what I still want to highlight, fellas, this is an extra skillful 2 channel, right? So I believe there is plenty of you that are not subscribed, so feel free to do so. It costs absolutely nothing. We will try to do our best to provide the daily content. At this point on the extra channel, I want to cover all over tier shitters, plus on top of that I want to cover best games of the streams, right? So hopefully you are enjoying this and hopefully you are having absolute blast of the time together with us. And if you do, remember, like the videos, remember to subscribe. It costs absolutely nothing and it adds significantly bigger a heart in our chest. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Okay. Do I want to do that? I think so. I will behave more like a light tank here. It is extremely hard to spot with this tank, but sometimes you can do so. And this is one of those situations whenever spotting with this tank can be actually a very decent option. By the way, have you seen what happened here? Tiger P is spotted. Since Tiger P is spotted in this angle, there is a big chance that enemy light tank is sitting in Echo 1. There is a humongous chance, fellas, that enemies have someone in Echo 1. And if they do, this is going to be extremely difficult situation for us to get any use whatsoever. We are about to arrive to the bush, 1.5 minutes into the game. We arrived into the bush. Yes, I understand that I'm a bunker. I get it, but I understand that I have binos as well. So, how binos will help for us? We want to counter this typical bush. If Jackson will go back to this bush, we are going to slap the living crap out of the Mr. Jackson, right? We need to keep this in mind. Tiger P is getting spotted. In my humble opinion, Tiger P can definitely get spotted by someone sitting over there, or someone sitting here, or someone sitting higher up here. So keep this in mind. It is not a bad thing that we have a random event coming here, so random event will pretty much knock those bushes and it's going to be relatively easier for us to spot and whatnot. Plus on top of that, I want to believe that we can try to go for a blind shot like this, but in the same time, I'm a bit paranoid to go with a blind shot like this. Kill, what do you mean? Why are you paranoid? Well, the thing is, if they have a spotter somewhere here, I am definitely going to get spotted. Okay, I am definitely spotted and Jackson hit me. Okay, this is disgusting. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I think they have a typical... I think they have a light tank in the typical bush and now the situation is 10 times worse than it was before. Obviously, we are going to do our best and we will burst the living crap out of this bush. My mission is to make sure that whoever is sitting in the typical position in this bush, he would... Oh yeah, for sure, fellas, for sure. They have someone here. They have someone here in the main spotting bush. Okay, this is very, very, very bad. This is extremely bad situation for us. I have a feeling that LTG managed to sneak there, and since LTG managed to sneak there, the situation is going to be absolutely disgusting at this point. The question is this gentleman smart enough to move out of this position or not really? By the way, pay attention to the speed. He is not in the bush anymore, that's it. He is sitting right there. He is sitting right there. Yeah. Nothing what I can do. Nothing what I can do in this situation. Very smart light tanks. I need to give a credit for enemy light tanks. Fellas, whenever you have a strong light tank in the game, in Prokhorovka, you are winner. Unfortunately, our light tanks, we are not that great. Unfortunately, our light tanks, we are pretty bloody bad. And that's why we are losing this, right? Once again, not a big surprise, not the first time, not the last time. It's one of those games whenever you cannot do absolutely anything and it's completely fine. It is a good explanation what this tank can do. Absolutely horrible last game. I should have sniped from the back instead of trying to spot, so that was my mistake, but in the same time, light tanks would counter me anyways, I guess. It's okay. So, all in all, fellas, after 2 games with this tank, we played okay. We did 1.5 thousand damage and we had 200 assisting damage. And I honestly don't think that this tank is the worst tank that you can have and you can play with. But you need to keep in mind you are a valuable piece of the team whenever you are sniping from the back. Whenever you are making pressure as I did in the previous game or I try to take a different role, it definitely did not pay off. Obviously, it has a lot of things to do for enemies having a good light tanks, but it changes nothing for us. We will ignore this last game, and after 2 games we had 1.5 thousand damage and 300 assisting damage or something like this. Fellas, I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself together with us. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time, for taking a second to comment something in the comment section down below, and overall being with us. Thank you very much. I appreciate you and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.